Alright, I'm just walking the property in the rain. So I brought a shovel with me because in my mind's eye, I thought I could just, real quick chop that out and get the water run. But I've decided I'm going to need my tractor. What I'm going to do here is first get rid of this bulldozer pushover. I'm going to use a lot of that mesquite. I'm going to try to saw it up into boards. The old junk I'll use around the flower garden as a border. But what I've got here is that's at least 8 inches higher. And then it drops down into this mud pit and goes up 8 inches. So my driveway is in the middle of a swale. And I know that it is because when I first came here back in March, the rancher showing me around got his 4x4 stuck in here. So right here, in fact. So throughout the summer, I've been maintaining it a little bit, and that's why I have the second drive. So what I'm going to ultimately do is starting there down to there, I'm going to remove a lot of soil and put down landscape fabric in here and build this up. Now, what I have is clay. But I'm convinced if I get it up high enough and I pack it hard enough and I give the water someplace to go rather than set, I'll be okay. So I wanted to get that done before the winter kicked in, and here I am. So the pasture still looks pretty darn good. I'll go up later and look for new hog digs. So right through here is a low spot, and I'll just turn it into a stock tank. That's what I'm going to do. And then this will be up higher 8 inches, and I'll put in either French drains go into the stock tank, which is non-point water gathering, or I'll put in a drain here and I'll dig a little ditch, make a little ditch so that the water that's going through there will come that way along the fence line and then that way to my stock tank slash swale. I'm not trying to hold water in that stock tank. I think that I'll end up using it as a place to plant trees. But this mud pit's getting pretty deep already, and it's only been a week and a half of off and on rain, maybe a couple inches. So if it goes underwater and I don't have this solved yet, I'm going to have to park out there, even with a four-wheeler. I have pulled my truck out of here with my tractor already. I'll park on the high ground way up there and walk, which will be tough for groceries. But anyway, I got to do something. I brought a shovel out, and a ridiculous thought that I could just break the dam and drain the water. I thought there was more of a drop down. I'm going to need the tractor. I'm going to have to dig a few inches. I've already pulled the backhoe off. I'll have to put it back on. All right, that's the solution for the drive. I might get on that this week so that I'm not stuck in the mud all winter. Hey Internet, this is Steve at 1000 Year Home. So I'm going to apologize for the wind. I'm sure that it's really going. Every now and then, Texas, and I grew up in Michigan. Every now and then, something about the weather reminds me of my childhood in Michigan. And today's a super strong breeze. It's cold and a little out of the north, but the sun's bright and shiny, and it'll be 70 this week. So, and water. That's what's reminding me of Michigan. Let me rotate. So, you can't see, but down in the grass here that I just mowed is water. So we've gotten 1.5 inches of rain 2 days ago, and then 1 inch last night. And for the month, it's the end of the month, almost 5.2 inches, which at the end of the drought is nice. So my driveway flooded there. So what I did this morning is came out with the tractor and cut some ruts in it so that it could come out here. And this is where I'm going to be digging out my a little stock pond for the back in here too. A little stock pond for when I make the earth bag homes. I'm going to get some of the dirt here. So what I did this morning is I went out and walked this whole thing and marked wherever the water was standing, just so I know where the low spots are. You see there's a little puddle. So this drive won't work, right? Not all the time. You can see it's a little lake. So what I'll do is I'll end up building that all up all the way down to there. I've got a project to get this done. And then I'll dig this out so the rain will come down here and fill this swale up. And designing, I don't think I'll make this a stock pond. I don't think I can dig it deep enough with that little Mahindra. But a nice swale that I could put some thirsty trees in, some pecans maybe, and it's close enough to the house. I think I could defend it from the hogs. But you know, this is real pleasant for me to see. I'm out here in my hillbillies, and I shouldn't be. Woo, that's cold. Woo, that's cold. When I was a kid, I used to love going out playing in the water. Now I'm out playing in the water, probably full of cow crap and horse crap, and there I am walking around in it. Let's take a look at this. So that little pond rather, will come around here, a swale, and come down. And I imagine my ancestors way back when dug this all out, but it could be a natural feature. It comes down here, and you can see there's a ditch that runs along that fence. And it goes all the way to a creek that's on the other side. But this is my problem. This is my only drive right now. Most of it's a solid drive, even though it's on a field. Man, it feels just like when I was a kid. This is really quite fun, even though it's a pain in the butt. Sorry for the quick rotation. So that's the drive, and it's normally dry. But you'll see right there, there's a little swale, and that floods. But this holds water. I got up this morning, not working on the conics, right? I gotta be able to park a car at my house, and I cut those in there. I knew it was gonna come, so I had actually come out here with the shovel a few days ago. I'll put that video at the end. But anyway, I'll build it up from here, that high spot, all the way through there. And as I dig the dirt out of here, I'll pile it up. First, I'm going to dig a ditch here along the fence that pops out there. And I'll do that with the backhoe and then the box blade. Man, there's so much work to do. And so I'll get that ditch going that way. So the water coming from all of that, that's the neighbor's property. It wants to flow through here, right? Through there. And I need to change it to flow here along the fence and over there. I have a drain pipe for over there, so I can fix that all up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, with my, and I already dropped my phone in the water once, and it's not a waterproof phone. So it's out of its case because the case is dry, of course. But anyway, so there's a little high spot there, and I'm going to build it all the way up. And my living drive idea that I did over there, I'm going to do here, but I'm going to use these mesquite that I have to clear out. I'm going to lay them lengthwise, boom, 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 boom. And I have multiple piles of mesquite to address here. They're pushed down. The reason why people push trees away from the fence line down here is so when there's wildfires, the emergency equipment can get through easily, and stop a wildfire. So they're not just to keep animals off the fence line, but it's actually got a function. So we have a little bit to do there. So here I am. Not real deep, but deep enough. Now this one I threw some rocks in, and they disappeared. So that one's deep. But this is where that side-by-side, when I first brought the property, got stuck. So I'm going to give it a day or two. Man, I wanted to work on my conics today. Boy, it's supposed to not rain here shortly. Something I wish I would have done during the drought. Now I've got a little problem on my hand. It's not insurmountable. I mean, I could just go buy gravel and just dump gravel in there. But I have all these that I've been wanting to get rid of anyway. So I thought I'd pull them all out and lay them down. Oops, I zoomed. I'm sorry. Boy, I hope that wind isn't too... Alright, so my phone didn't like being dropped in the water, and it keeps turning off, turning on. I don't even have rice to put it in, so I might be going buying a new phone. Anyway, so I'm going to stick here for a day or two just in my Connex. I really wanted to work inside of it. I might let this drain a little bit. Getting these ruts cut in here. I wish that already I had I was already running it all the way down. I might get the tractor out and see if I could just cut a real quick path through there and just drive and just get the water going down to that ditch. I might put my boots on. That seems like a reasonable idea. Just drive over it until I can get get the water moving. I like that. Right now my tractor has the shredder on the back of it, and I got one more field to finish, and I don't want to swap it out for the for the backhoe and do a bunch of... I really want to backhoe in the mud anyway. And I'll take a chance. I'll get the tractor, and you've seen that mesquite will come down and bite me, especially wet. So I'm going to have to be a little careful as I try to chomp my way through this thing and make myself a little ditch. Put on some socks and my boots, and might even put on my hard hat while I go in there, because I've already gotten pounded once by those, I call them widowmakers, dead mesquites up in the trees. I want to thin that out and make that the little grove for pecans and good stuff anyway. So, all right, let me get my tractor and I'll do that idea. All right, new idea for getting the water going, maybe. Just a shovel, and because my Mahindra will put me right up in all of those mesquite, and they're wet, and I already got hurt once. So here we go. I'm going to use the Polaris and drive the Polaris back and forth until the tires dig a rut and get a little water flowing. That'll make me happy. And I think I can wiggle around the trees with that. Let's give that a whirl. I hope I don't drop this phone in the mud again. Well, I know I'm not going to be able to do this entirely, but I'll give you a rough idea with now. So I went out this morning and I planted flags wherever the water is. So what I need to do is find a path through this water. And it feels like right there is my path. See, that tree's already trying to eat me up. Oh, it got me. God dang it. Look at Hank hated the water too. Alright. Man, I'm gonna have to come out here with something to knock these things out. But this is my idea. Through here. Get rid of that. I don't know if I fit right there. I definitely wanted to fit my tractor. Reverse gear. Alright, that's my idea, to drive through and cut a path where the water will flow. I've got to put you off of here and probably get rid of you so you don't, put you away so I don't drop this phone in the mud. But a couple 10 drives back and forth once I figure a path will probably do it. All right, I like this idea. All right, well, that idea didn't work. It turned out the ATV's too light to dig in, and trying to peel out with your tires in the thicket is just asking for trouble. So I didn't want to pull my mower deck off. I wasn't done with it yet, but that is what a quick hitch is all about. All right, I'll get out my big tractor. So I don't have my bucket on. I don't have anything. You're not supposed to dig with forks because that adds an extension which can bend your pistons. But I can drag with the forks, and I can do a little bit. Do not jam them way in the ground and think you'll pull up. You will bend your pistons. So, but I am going to cut channels with those forks. I'm going to take my mower deck off. I've already removed the PTO, and I've released the quick release. I need heavy, and heavy it is. So here I am. Man, I hope I don't drop you guys in the mud. So I was going to put you up, but that's, not a good video. You won't know what I'm doing. It'll just be a, hey, a guy did it. Look at the ruts. But this way you'll see the ruts. And it's the same thing I did this morning. I used the forks on the tires, and I back drug to create a channel. And that's all I'm going to try to do. I hope that it works for me. And I gotta tell you, I am so nervous doing this. Gotta get rid of all of these dead trees. That's already digging a little trench, and I haven't even back drug yet. Come on. Alright, I'm gonna apologize for my fingers, but as you can imagine, I'm super nervous. I've got to make sure my headache rack doesn't hit anything. Right there, and I clear. Alright. Let's do this thing. Well, my first goal will be to back drag this so that I get a channel going and run everything out of there down into here. I don't care if I water trees, but I do care if I water cars. All right, let's do this. I've got it in 4-wheel drive, so I shouldn't get stuck. I told you earlier about not digging with them. You really don't. I'm just going to break the soil. I definitely need to find my GoPro, don't I? Alright, I think that will work. Just getting the forks where they'll skim the surface. Alright. See down in there maybe, the water? Oh no! Man, I lost the tire. Oh, this day's getting worse. Oh my God, I got my tractor in the mud. Right off the bead. Ah. Man, I'm turning the wheel trying to keep my tire. Man, that took no time at all. Trying to keep it in. Wow. That's all that mesquite I've been mowing. I finally lost a tire to it. Well, boys and girls, my day got significantly worse. Let's see if I can lift my tractor back up front, take that tire off. Trying to ride it onto the bead so I at least stand a chance of not cutting it. Alright. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Man. All right. Let me not get too crazy. Let's go get a pry bar and pry it on there and pull it off and take it, or get stop leak and fix it here, one or the other. All right. But I want to look. That would have worked. That would have worked. I would have been able to connect those two things together as well as cut in the same thing. Ah, man. All right, let me see if I can. All right, come on. Man, I'm not gonna be able to jack it up here in the mud, right? God, dog it. Man. It didn't look low when I climbed on it. Man, that's gonna be an expensive problem.